We had a couple of people get banged up a little bit. Hamilton hurt his groin. Darrell Williams, his ankle. Frank Clark was sick. Sammy got a hit to the head that I thought was very questionable on why, anyways, he got hit to the head. So we're not supposed to have those in our game here. But Damian Wilson, he passed all the protocol. Hitch came out for a bit with a stinger, and he went back in. He was fine. So, listen, it was a tough team win is what it was. Seems like every time we play these guys, it comes down to something like this. And, I was proud of our guys for battling through, and things weren't going very well for us and on either side of the ball. But the guys rallied it. And I got the utmost respect for Anthony Lynn and his coaches, Gus Bradley, and the guys. And you talk about coaches that work against you, and I know their schemes and their players and how they play those things. It's incredible. So we come out of it with a ton of room to improve, and we'll do that. I mean, I didn't think we were very efficient offensively, and again, tribute to pounding through. Patrick made some nice plays with his legs. Defensively, we got to keep working on our tackling. These are early season things that you see. We got to do better there. Snead came up with a big turnover for us. It was, really helped us kind of get things going in the right direction. And then Bucker. I mean, what can you say? He kicked 4 field goals, and 2 of them counted. But that's a tough thing to do, and he's a mentally tough kid, and we appreciate him and how he goes about his job. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Let's go first to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, I just want to clarify real quick. Brad, I'll have a follow-up here. Just want to clarify, is Sammy in the concussion protocol?
I'll get to that later. I can't tell you that right this minute. I presume he is, but I don't have that for you right now.
Okay. On the Butker kick at the end of the game, after the false start penalty, how difficult of a decision was that? And I don't know how good your view was of the Pat's long touchdown pass to Hill, but you feel like there's another quarterback who can make that throw?
Not rolling out like that. I just thought that was a spectacular throw, and then for 10 to make that grab, I mean, that was a great catch. And those two have a special connection between them, and we keep seeing it week after week, year after year here. So it's it's time tested, and 10 was exhausted. I mean, he ran like a center fielder there in soccer, so a midfielder, and I mean, he put in a lot of miles. And he reached down deep and kept it going. So he also had some big catches there too down the stretch, which were good.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy. How much did their defensive line just sort of disrupt what you mentioned? You've got some room to improve offensively. How much did their defensive line sort of disrupt the rhythm of your offense there, especially in the first 3 quarters?
Yeah, so I think just all in all, we have room to improve, myself included. So putting our players in better positions. So, but they've got a great defensive front. I mean, that's what they have. And the one thing our guys did was they kept battling right down the end. And when we needed big plays, we were able to get big plays. When we were able to protect and allow Patrick to pop out and run, and those were also big things there. But I just thought the guys reached down and battled. Both teams were exhausted, I think, and you can talk to them too. I mean, it's all part of this, but it's early in the season, so I think both teams have reached down and tried to grab what they had left.
Let's go next to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned a tough team win, and I know during the week of practice you prepared for Tyrod Taylor. When a team throws out a rookie quarterback like Justin Herbert today, how tough is that adjustment process as the game goes on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel bad for Tyrod. I mean, being hurt, I know he'd look forward to playing us, and we get the young kid, and he did a great job. I thought he managed the game well, and they ran the ball well, and then he made plays where he needed to. He just, he had a turnover in there, so those things can come back and bite you a little bit. And that's what ended up happening.
Let's go next to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy. The protection, I know you mentioned, and obviously they've got a great defensive front, but do you have a sense for how many of those protection problems were just them being that good, and how much of that was, stuff you guys could have done better?
Well, I tell you, they're pretty good, and they're going to get you. I mean, that's how that rolls. When you play this team, they're going to get you every once in a while. So you just got batting it down, and again, I could help out the guys better with some play calls.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach, I'd imagine the game winner, you felt a little bit more comfortable from 53 and then 58 because he had made that initial 58. And I just was curious what went into that thought process, conversations with Dave and Harrison to say, we think he has this range today.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of wind down there, so that's a good thing. Actually, a little bit like the greenhouse effect. I mean, it was warm down there. So we said 40 before the game, either way, and he felt comfortable with it. I mean, you saw that. I mean, he kicked enough of them from there that you got a pretty good idea what Dave was feeling before the game. So, yeah.
Let's go next to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Coach, I mean, a win's a win in the NFL. You've said many times about how, getting that's what it's all about. And I know teams have tough days, right? You guys had a tough day and you got to win. That's the mark of a good team. But, you had a couple kind of mental miscues. One, McCole Hardman didn't touch down. The guy who came up with the interception, of course, got called back. It didn't cost you. And Tyreek Hill took his helmet off after the touchdown. Again, didn't get called. Is that, kind of indicative of this, just what you guys just weren't in sync today, right? Again, you found a way to win, but mentally, you guys just weren't sharp?
Oh, we got to do better, especially I didn't see 10s, but I didn't know if his helmet got knocked off or he took it off. I don't know that. But I can tell you 17 will learn from that. He's a real smart kid. He won't let that happen. He's trying to make a play, and then end up being an interception. He didn't really know what was going on there, but he's got no excuses. He got to touch the guy down, but he'll learn from it. I mean, that's how he does, and it won't happen to him again.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy, I just wanted to ask you about Patrick's play on 3rd and 20, the scramble to get 22 yards to keep you guys in advantage to go to overtime. Just what does it say that he can make a play when the defense does the correct call, even though you guys, obviously try to put players in an advantage?
Yeah, well, listen, he did the same thing in Detroit last year. Things weren't going very well, and here he pops off a couple runs and big one like that, same type of deal. He's a great player, I mean, he loves the game, and he loves when it's on the line. I mean, he wants the ball. A lot of guys, I think, shy away from that. He wants it, and he's got guys around him that want it, and are willing to reach down deep in a situation like that.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, we hear so much about the 2019 team and obviously their championship run, but when you got out a tough win like this one where you don't play your best ball, what does it tell you about the makeup of this year's team, especially some of the young guys that stepped up on defense?
Yeah, listen, it's you have to be able to do this in this league. There's just too much parity in the league. And that's a very talented football team, and so you've got to. There are going to be times like this where if things aren't working, you can't just back. You got to go 4 quarters of aggressive football, and that's what our guys did. I mean, that throw that Pat made to 10, and then 10 making the catch on it on the deep one. I mean, that was a thing of beauty. And so they bear down, and they made big plays down the stretch. You can go from a number of different guys. And I didn't mention our young running back and the things that he did, our defense stepping up and just putting the hammer down, at the end there. So giving us an opportunity to win the game. And, Badger just getting after guys and making sure that we're doing the right thing, especially these young corners. We just did it with 2 young corners, man. And what a great opportunity for them. So we expect when you step in that you raise your game and let's go, man. let's go. And you got to see that today. Yeah.
We've got time for a couple more. Let's go Adam Teicher and then Sam Farmer. Go ahead, Adam.
And you just wanted to double back on the Harrison Butker thing. After the false start penalty, how difficult of a decision was that for you to try that again after he'd made it once from 53 and once from 58 when they called timeout?
No, not at all. Full trust in them. I wanted to make sure the protection was right. They did a good job of kind of overloading, and I just want to make sure our protection was good. The guys tightened it up. We had the one extra point block there, so it was good. Good to get that taken care of.
Let's finish it off with Sam Farmer. Go ahead, Sam. Sam.
Sorry, Andy.
There you go.
What was the precise moment that you knew you'd be getting Herbert as opposed to Tyrod? And what most impressed you about the guy, who hadn't had any preseason games or anything?
Well, if he just found out before the game, that was a heck of a job. So, I mean, pretty spectacular. Then that's when we found out. We had no idea. So I'm not sure they had an idea. I don't know. I was told that the other kid, Tyrod, got hurt or hurt himself in the warm-ups. Doesn't happen very often in a quarterback, but he's got to be hurting for him to pull out like that. I mean, he's got to be really hurting.